continent of Africa and within its people. And I want to thank the convener of this summit, Mr. Ayomide, for inviting me and giving me this opportunity to speak. I'm speaking on the topic small businesses and entrepreneurial financial literacy, right? As a tool to the no poverty goal for 2030. And why that's an interesting topic, one of something that excites me the most about it is that it's futuristic. There is a target in mind. And when we talk about personal finance, and one of the things that are highlighted within the confines of personal finance conversations is that you must have a goal. There must be a financial goal, right? So when I see the topic, having small businesses being able to master financial literacy and even entrepreneurs as a way to achieving a goal in 2030, for me, it brings the question of what are the steps that need to be taken, right? What are those milestones that we would see and we'll be confident that, yes, we are eventually getting to that goal, right? So those are the kind of conversations, those are the kind of things that we'll be having, over the next few years, even as we approach, the year 2030. But as regards to today's topic, right? Why I'm interested, or why I'm also happy about this topic being in the conversation, is that we usually throw this word around about young people starting their own businesses. Like they cannot get a job, they can start a business. And there's that push for more people, especially young people, to become entrepreneurs or to become small business owners. While that is great, a lot of us it's just about the title of being a business owner and not about running a sustainable business. Because one of the things that happens is that a lot of people are fired up or are pride themselves with the title of being a business owner, of being a CEO, of being a founder, of being a whatever, right? And they forget that one of the key things that shows that your business is successful is the numbers. The numbers must make sense, right? You can't say you're spending 100 million and you are losing all of it. Someone say my network is poor. Please confirm you can hear me, guys. I want to confirm you can hear me, guys. Am I clear?
Yes, you are.
Okay, thank you very much. Just wanted to clarify that. So a lot of people are fired up to start their own businesses, and that's great, right? We're employing more people, we are reducing unemployment, we are trying to create more solutions to the problems we have, because Africa has a lot of problems. But one of the things that a lot of people do not have conversations about, maybe because they're scared of it, or maybe because they feel if you give have those conversations, they will feel less enthusiastic about running the business, is that the financials must make sense. The numbers must make sense. If not, you are just, I'm not saying you're running a business, I'll just say you are just being busy. That's what I'll call it. I'll just say you're just being busy and not running a business. Because if you want it to be a business that will be, which of course we want it to be sustainable, right? The financials will make sense. And if the financials don't make sense, we must have people, entrepreneurs, founders, CEOs, or whatever it is, right? Leads, executive directors. We must have people who are literate when it comes to their finances, right? We must have people who are financially literate. And that's why this topic, particularly gets me interested, right? So I'm going to start. I'm just going to put out a number of points that I think any young entrepreneur listening to me should be aware of, or should take home, right? This session is one where I'm going to be as practical as possible so that we can have points that we can take home, and then work on them to ensure that our businesses make sense. And that's the end point, that our businesses make sense, because when our businesses make sense, it's easy to employ more people, and we can employ more people. We are putting food on tables. We are keeping people off the job market. We are solving unemployment, and of course, we are eradicating poverty from our continent, right? And one of the things that I must point out really clear, right? One of the first points is that your business money is not your personal money. Your business money is not your personal money. It's not your personal resource. We have a lot of young founders, especially across the continent, and this particular got me interested when I was watching a particular video from Tony Lumelu Foundation, where Tony was talking to a couple of founders and trying to lay emphasis on how your business money is not your personal resources. It's not your personal money for you to squander, right? You see people who make money, who make sales, right, or start a business, and they start getting revenue in, and they are expending it on personal needs and not the business needs, right? So if you're in that situation, one thing that always happens is that you can't accurately tell if your business is profitable, because you are mixing the whole thing up. You can't say which is your business funds. You can't say which is your personal funds. Everything is mixed together. And when that happens, you can't track what's going on with your business, especially when it comes to the finances. If you can't track it, it won't be possible for you to grow that business, right? Because one of the things that allows people to grow their business is to say, okay, where exactly am I making the most money from? What exactly am I spending the most money on, right? How can I reduce what I'm spending the money on so that I can have more profits? But if you are always, you're making money and then you're spending it on your personal needs or your personal wants, you can't exactly track it because your personal wants are not tied to the business. Now, if you want to take money out, you should have a salary. You should put yourself on salary scale on your business. So you can, okay, this out of whatever I make in a month, this is what is due to me. The rest belongs to the business. And if you have employees who are working for you, it's very important you set these things clear, so that you don't see money in the business account. And of course, it's important you open a business account, right? Like that's foundational. That's foundational. You can't be operating your business on your personal account. You can't be having money going to your personal account and you say you're operating a business, right? So that must be clear, right? You can't have money. So back to what I was saying, right? Having money in your business account is not your personal money. You can have a particular amount that you're being paid every month, which is your salary, right? And what you should not be focusing on is how to grow the revenue you're making month on month, so that you can increase what you want to pay yourself. Because we fall into that trap of wanting to pay ourselves, or just take whatever is the business resources and expend it on our individual needs, when it's supposed to be expended on business, and you can be paid a salary from that. When you see that what you're being paid is just a tiny sum of what the entire business is making, one of your personal targets is now to ensure that business grows and becomes a lot more profitable, so that you can have more to pay yourself, right? And I think it's really clear that we put this distinction between what personal resources are and what business resources are, because a lot of people mix it up, especially early founders, right? They mix it up and they feel, oh, for solo founders or people who are running the business alone, they feel, oh, I'm the only one. Why should I be putting myself on a salary when, I'm spending when I spent my personal money into the business? Now, when you tell yourself you spend your personal money, but you should see that as the capital, right? Yes, you spent your personal money, but you should see that as the capital into that business. So that capital is now supposed to make profit. It's supposed to bring profit that is supposed to remain in the business. So that money gets invested back into the business so you can make more money. You should see that as a startup capital rather than saying it, oh, I put my personal money into the business, let me take my personal money back. No, it's a capital into that business. You should see that as your investment into starting up that or bringing out that solution, that you've always wanted to birth, right? So that you can solve a lot more problems and, of course, eradicate poverty. Because one of the things why entrepreneurship is driven so hard, the way it's driven across the continent of Africa, is so that we can have more people that are employed. It's so that the business can grow and have more hands on it, and then we reduce unemployment. When we reduce unemployment, we have people who are earning income, and then we reduce poverty. So I hope that's pretty clear. The next thing has to do with management of your business finances. And it is one thing to make money. It is completely another thing to manage it. And that's where a budget comes in. A lot of things that I'll be saying will be closely related to personal finance, but they still have a role to play when it comes to business finance. And that's why it's important that you take note of what I'm saying here, right? Making money is one thing. Now, this is my second point, right? Making money is one thing. Managing is completely another business on its own. And you must be very intentional about this. And that's why budgets are important. So in a month, you're supposed to say, okay, how much exactly are we spending on marketing? How much are we spending on payroll, which is salaries? How much are we spending on operations? If your business is something where you have to like manufacture stuff or produce things, you need to take context of what exactly what would it cost me to produce 10 pieces of my product, 100 pieces of my product, right? What's that cost like, right? You now need to say, okay, if it's a services-based business, you now need to look at your time. How much is your time worth, right? If you're the kind of person that does a lot around coaching and all that, you're not going to take context of how much is my Zoom subscription? How much is my email subscription? How much is this? Now, when you table up, when you put all those things, you write it down, you can decide to use an Excel sheet, right? When you put all these things down, you know, say, okay, what's the percentage of the capital I'm bringing to put into the business goes into item number 1, item number 2, item number 3, right? How much goes into airtime and data, right? For a lot of people that run their businesses, using their phone as their office, right? A lot of young and early founders, start up their business using WhatsApp. Some people start up using Facebook. Some people start up using Instagram, right? And from there, they now start using online stores from different apps. And then before they even run their own websites and things like that, right? It's okay, how much exactly am I spending on data, right? And then when you have all of this table down, in your mind, you're supposed to now think, okay, if I'm spending 100,000, right, every month, or let's just use dollars, which is the sort of like global currency, right? Let's say I'm spending $1,000 on all these things that I have listed, right? It means that I must make at least $1,000 to break even. What budgeting does for you is that on the personal finance side, one of the things that it does for you is that it allows you to track your money, you know where your money is going to. You're able to send your money where it should go, right? On the business side, what it does for you is that it helps you set targets, revenue targets for your business. So I shouldn't be spending $1,000 and making $500 every month. It means that I would get into debt, obviously, because that money has to come from somewhere to cover the things that are important for me to run that business or operate that business. So if I'm budgeting to spend $500 a month for my business, it means that my revenue target must be above $500. So that's why management of your business financials is really, really important, right? And you can't say you're budgeting 500 and then you go above it for no just cause, just because you were not monitoring how much you were spending. That's not allowed. If you want to show that you are in charge of your business and you want to run a business that is sustainable, you must be able to track what those expenses you make on your those expenses are, especially when it comes to your business. So if you say you want to spend $100 on marketing, you must be able to spend $100 on marketing, and that's what you should spend. Right? So even if you're outsourcing it, the person you're outsourcing it to cannot charge you more than $100 because that's what you budgeted to spend. The moment you spend above that, there is another part of your budget that will suffer. Same way it has to do with personal finance, right? That when you budget a particular amount for let's use black tax, all right? Let's use, or maybe you want to help to support people or gift out to people, or lend people, and it's taking there's a particular allocation for it every month. The moment you exceed that allocation, chances are it will affect your feeding or your transportation or your rent or your utility bills. It would definitely affect something, except you want to go into debt, right? The same way with regards to your business. There are certain utility bills you can't spend above what you budgeted for, because when you do that, chances are it would affect something else. So you must be really, really intentional about managing the financials of your business, because I think it's really important. It's really, really important that we take note of how these things are closely tied one to another, so that we don't make mistakes while trying to be entrepreneurs or business owners, which can really get into our heads sometimes, and we don't focus on what is important. When it comes to your business, the solution you provide and the money are one of the most important things in a business. I'll say that again. The solutions you're providing and the money you are making are like two of the most important things in your business. You just can't allow them to suffer. The quality of the service or product you're offering and the amount of money you're making, these two things must not suffer. Every other thing can suffer. Every other. But these two things must not suffer. And of course, your health must not suffer. You must not suffer, because if you're a small business owner, a lot of time you are the business. And the business is you. What's the third thing? Investments into your business is not a waste. And you must create an allocation to invest in assets that will appreciate, especially from your business financials. I will explain. So something happened this year. And that's why banks are one of the most interesting organizations to really look at and study. So in Nigeria, our currency is Naira, because I now speak to a global audience, right? And the banks, when they collect Naira, one of the things that they did was that they create an allocation where they invest the money in stronger currencies. Something happened this year. Now, when the Naira depreciated against the dollar, a lot of the banks experienced huge increase in profits. Why? Because that amount of money they have decided to take out and put in stronger currencies, right? Or invest in certain assets that are backed by stronger currency, whether by the dollar, whether by the pound, whether by the euros. Those things, whether they increase in value or not, but the fact that the Naira depreciated against the dollar, they recorded increased profits. So you can't say you want to grow your business and you're not looking for means to increase how your business makes money. Because if your business strictly makes money from that only one source, whether it's that product or that service, there's a risk there's a higher risk of you failing rather than. So that's why in personal finance talk about diversification. And diversification has a lot to do around investments, right? So we talk about the fact that you should diversify across different investment instruments, whether it's stocks, whether it's mutual funds, whether it's real estate, whether it's fixed income investments, whatever it is. We always advise that you diversify, right? In your business, you should be focused. Yes, when you start off, it's really important that you maximize the quality of the product. It should be good quality of product and service, and then your business must make sense when it comes to financials, right? When you sorted that out, the next thing you should have in mind, right? Because of course, at this point, you are managing your money really well, the money of your business really well. The next thing you should have in mind is how exactly can I grow the profit of my business faster? How exactly can I increase how much my business makes? So you can decide to take a piece of what your business has and invest it in other assets that will appreciate. What it does for your business also is that you don't leave idle cash lying around. And a lot of business owners are guilty of that, right? They leave idle cash lying around. It's not part of what they've planned to spend, and everything looks great, and they just keep the money there. Or they go and buy more inventory, buy more raw materials or whatever, and then they have a backlog of things that eventually get spoiled, right? Rather than seeing how they can take a piece of that idle cash and going to invest it for the long term. One of the things it also does is that even if your business eventually fails, right, the business has something to start back up with. Because we know that Africa is a very, very interesting place to do a business, and businesses fail every now and then, right? But when you create that allocation to invest idle cash from your business into assets that will appreciate, in any case where your business fails or needs a cash influx, or this influx of money or funds, right? It's just to call back that investment that you've made, so that your business does not fail. Also, you can start afresh if there's need for that, right? So it's really important that we understand how investing cash into our business works. And then aside that, right, when we talk about investing into your business, it's beyond investing in other assets that will appreciate in value. It also talks about investing into the operations of your business. So how exactly can you make the operations of your business a lot more seamless and efficient? Because speed is the order of the day. If I want to buy something from you and you tell me, oh, it will be ready in 15 days, and you give me a particular price, and I go to someone else and the person tells me for the same product, for the same everything quality, I will get it in 3 days. What exactly do you expect? What exactly you want me to do? I will go with the person who's going to give me that stuff in 3 days. Because speed is the order of the day. So you must invest in processes that are going to allow your business to be a lot more efficient. You have team members, you must invest in them so that they can own the business and they're a lot more smarter on how to run it and ensure that the business is profitable. So I think these are very, very key things. And that's like third thing I mentioned. The first thing that I spoke about, if you're just joining in, is that your business money is not your personal money. You just can't mix them. One of the foundational things you must have is a business account. You must understand how to separate your business finances from your personal finances. And if for any reason you want to touch it, it must be the fact that you've created a salary for yourself from your business that can be paid every month. Right? The second thing I spoke about was about managing your business finances. And I said making money is one thing, making revenue is one thing, managing it is another. That's where budgeting comes in. I spoke about how you can be very intentional about what you spend on your business and ensure that it is according to what the budget you have created. And one of the things budgeting does for you is that it sets revenue targets for you. It sets revenue targets for you. If you're an individual, what it does for you is that it sets income targets for you. So if your basic expenses every month is about $100, it means that your income must be $100 or more. So whether it's a job, whether it's a business you want to start, whether it's whatever, right? Whether it's a new skill you want to learn, it was something that it has the potential to generate more than what you spend on yourself. So still on the third point, right? So the third thing, I was talking about investing into your business, right? And investing idle cash lying around your business. I spoke about how you can invest idle cash into appreciable assets. And I shared the example of what banks do. A lot of other businesses do this, right? Some invest in real estate, some invest in we're seeing big fund managers, even in the US now, diversify from their portfolio into crypto. Why are they doing that? It's because they want to see how they can increase how much they need from running a business, right? The second part about the part B about investing into your business or making the right investments around your business finances is investing into your business to ensure that the operations are efficient. So it can be investing into your staff, into your employees, right? And that's something that a lot of companies do, right? Where they have employee development figures or budgets. So it could be trainings, it could be seminars, it could be conferences, so that their staff are much more productive on the job and can produce what will make the business to thrive or will ensure that the business thrives, right? So it's really important that you don't see investing into your business as a waste of money. A lot of people are like, oh, my business runs fine. You know, when I make money, I can put it back in and everything seems okay. And you don't understand how large that business can become when you invest into it. And it's important that we understand how this works. Because when you invest into your business, whether it's on the operational side of getting more tools, especially tech tools, to ensure that your business, you can produce whether it's goods or services a lot faster, right? A lot of that we don't see the benefits of it on the short term. But on the long term, what it does for you is that as you're increasing your customer base or your user base, you're able to satisfy them faster. And if you didn't make the investments earlier, you will leave a lot more customers unsatisfied because you are now trying to do those things late. Right? So I'll be a lot more practical. So let's say you produce bags and you have just 10 customers today. And you've made quite some revenue, quite some money that you can decide to buy a machine that will allow you to produce the bags maybe 2 times faster. And if it takes you 10 days to satisfy 10 customers, right? It should take you less time when you buy a machine that can allow you to produce bags 2 times faster. So it means that you will now be producing the bags within 5 days to satisfy 10 employees, 10 customers, right? And if you now buy 2 of those machines, right, and you employ people that can do that, it means you can now satisfy 10 customers within 2 days. What it does for you is that it now gives you that time to say, okay, I think I need to get more, I need to reach out and do more markets so I can have more customers because I'm satisfying the ones I have in a much more faster time frame. And it helps the success of your business. It improves the trust from your customers too, because they believe that you are someone that you act fast. That speed is part of the things that are important in your business. And when they make requests for certain things, whether it's products or services, you can deliver on time. And when you can deliver on time, they will tell more people about you so that those people can come and then get services or goods delivered to them on time also. It's the same reason why large supermarkets invest in machines that can track when you scan the barcode of a or the QR code of a particular product. It will bring out the amount. Imagine if you get to a supermarket and they didn't have that, and the person at the store has to run to the stand where the product was to check, oh, what this is the price of this. And maybe you bought like 20 items. And the person has to do that like 20 times to find out what the price of each item is, and then start doing manual calculation with pen and paper and doing all of that. Imagine if that was what you get to experience every time you get to go to the supermarket. Anytime you think about going to the supermarket, you just feel tired, you just feel exhausted. You've not stepped out from your house, but you already feel exhausted because you're going to spend a lot of time. Imagine how many people will not be served on a daily basis because of the fact that cashiers had to do that every single time. But the fact that they just have a scanning machine that they can just scan the barcode or the QR code on a particular product, they can produce, they can show them on the screen how much that thing is, and they just need to press equal to, and everything that they've scanned will be tabulated immediately, and they have the amount that you're supposed to pay. Right? So the big businesses are doing this to ensure that processes are a lot more efficient. Why can't you as a small business? For some of you, it might be to automate how you respond to people via WhatsApp. Right? It might be to automate that process. It might be to create a link that when the people click on it and it takes them to your DM, there is a format of how they are supposed to make their request to you about what they want to order. For some people, right, it might be to collaborate with a delivery person. For people that do for the people their businesses have a lot to do with deliveries. It might be to collaborate with a delivery agency and say, okay, this is how much I can be paying every month, but I want whenever I have an order, you get to my guys within 15 minutes. You get to deliver my listing within 15 minutes. It might be investing into that part of your business. So rather than your deliveries taking 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours, it now takes 15 minutes because you've paid a particular sum to a logistics company, and they are tied down by that partnership to ensure that they make your deliveries much more faster. Right? So investing, when it comes about investing the monies from your business, it goes two ways. One, diversifying your streams of income, investing in other appreciable assets to ensure that your business becomes more profitable, makes more money, right? And there is less risk about just having one stream of income, which is just your core business alone. The second part of it is investing directly into the business. So a lot of time this could be into training your staff to ensure that they are much more productive at work, or investing into the processes of your business. So like myself, I have certain online courses, right? And why would I have to keep teaching a particular topic over and over and over and over again when I can record that teaching it once, have it on Zoom or whatever online platform that I want to, pay a particular sum for it to be there month on month, and then push out the link for people to access that and pay me every single time they want to access that learning. But if I say, oh, why would I be spending that money? Anytime people want, they will come out, they will reach out to me. How much time do I have to be teaching a particular course over and over again? Right? So these are, that's number 3. That's number 3. The fourth thing is you need to max, when it comes to small business and entrepreneurial financial literacy, you need to maximize available resources. And this is what I mean. If you know $100 can produce 120 units of a particular product, and all you are doing is just producing 100 units, you are not maximizing available resources. You are not. So you're not maximizing available resources. So the money you have should enable you to do more. That's what it means. So that's the revenue from your business, whether it's the capital you're putting into that business, it must allow you to do more. Right? So let's say for my kind of thing now, let's say I have an email subscription. Maybe I use MailChimp to send emails, to my committee members and all that kind of stuff. Right? And I have an email list, or I have a contact list of about 2,500 people, which is like a certain limit on MailChimp. But then I just say, okay, if I'm paying a particular amount, let me just, be sending only to 500 people, that's fine, and I'm making good sales. When I can upload everything I have, maximize it to the highest level, right? And ensure that I make more money. Right? So let's say it's $50 I'm paying every month, right? And the $50 would allow me to reach 500 people. The same $50 can allow me to reach 2,500 people. Why would I want to stop at just 500 people when I can reach 2,500 people? So you need to maximize available resources. That's one of the true hallmarks of a real and of a true entrepreneur. Be able to maximize available resources. Because resources are not infinite. They are scarce. There's a finite number. So you also maximize it so that you can grow your business and make more money. The fifth thing, which is I'm going to spend quite a time here before I allow for there are certain questions so that I can take them, especially from those who are joining in via Zoom. The fifth thing I'm going to talk about is automating your business. Automating your business financials. So I'll start off from the personal finance part, right? So we usually advise personal finance coaches. We usually advise that if you have certain expenses that are static every month, so whether it's your rent, whether it's your transport, whether it's your feeding, and they are exact, they are budgeted, they have exact amount of percentages, right? When your income comes in, maybe at the mid of the month, at the end of the month, wherever it comes in, we usually advise that you set a direct debit on your account. Where there are other accounts where that is tied to, an account for your food, an account for your transport, an account for, your rent or any other thing that you might want to split your income into, right? That when the money comes in, it is moved into those places automatically. It is moved into those places automatically without you having to lift a finger. A lot of fintech apps have made this really great in a sense where you automate your savings. So you link your card, and then every day or every week or whatever time frame you put, it debits you and keeps that money. That's something we also advise around personal finance. The same thing for your business. You must have the business account where you're operating for your bank must be one that allows you to automate. If you're in Nigeria, I can recommend quite a few. I can recommend Prosper. I can recommend, I think, Brass, right? These are two that I know you can, automate a lot of things around you. So when money enters your account, you can automate that 10% goes into maybe rent. A sub account for rent, a sub account for marketing, a sub account for payroll or salaries. Please just give me a minute. right? So it's important you have such an account, right? So that you are not every time manually trying to you're not manually trying to handle, paying this, paying that, a lot of things are easy. That's why technology is here. It's many things that you can automate them. People are automating their when you click certain links, especially whether people will sell for small businesses, right? On WhatsApp, Instagram, when you click certain links, there's a format you already have. You just put your name, who you want to order, put the amount, the quantity, how much you want, all of those things, and it sends. It reduces that for the entrepreneur or the business owner. It reduces the time to say hello, hi, how are you? I'm fine. What do you want to order? This, how much? This, how quantity? Reduce all of that. Same way with your business. Rather than trying to think, oh, I should spend 10% on this, I spend 20%, just you can automate it. Right? So you should automate the processes around the finances of your business. You should. And that's why having a business account is really great. So that you are not tied up between separating your personal funds from your business funds, and then making errors along the line and making sentimental decisions that can harm your business. A lot of time why businesses fail is not because the founders wanted to fail, it's just that the processes in place do not allow the business to thrive. Right? And that's why I had to align the 5 things that I mentioned in this session today. Right? So I'll just do a recap. The first thing I mentioned was that your business funds and your personal funds are separate. If there's anything that you must take home, is that you should, as a business, if you're a business owner or entrepreneur, you should go and open a business account. Open a business account for your business. Save a lot of stress. Save a lot of thinking. Save a lot of trying to figure out which one is my own, which one is not my own. Which one belongs to the business, which one belongs to me. Second thing I spoke about, management of your business finances. Right? I spoke about the fact that you must be very intentional about managing the money you make in your business. And that's why budgeting comes in, right? So there must be stipulated percentages or amounts every month for certain expenses that are incurred in your business. What it does for you is that it helps you to set, at the high level, it helps you set revenue targets. So if you're spending $100 on your business or $1,000 on your business, you cannot afford to be making $500 every month. You are going to operate a loss, and if you don't have that money somewhere to pick it from, it means you're going to get into debt. The third thing I said is that investing in your business is critical. When it comes to investing the monies from your business, it's critical. And there are 2 ways. Number 1 is investing your business funds into appreciable assets, so that your business has a new revenue line on its own. A completely new revenue line on its own. And that's what diversification is all about. Second thing I spoke about when it comes to investing of your business funds is investing back into your business to ensure that the operations are a lot more efficient. So it could be investing into your staff. It could be investing into buying new tools or new equipment. It could be investing into opening new stores. It could be investing, collaborating with certain organizations that are part of the value chain in that industry you play in. So you can offer more to your customers. And then the fourth thing I spoke about is maximizing available resources. You must maximize available resources. If $1,000 can get it to 10,000 customers, why will you stop at $1,000 just getting you to 100 customers? The $1,000 can produce about 120 units of your product. Why stop at 100? Why stop at 80? Right? And then the last thing I said is I need to automate things around your business financials. You need to automate them. What it does for you is that it saves you a lot of stress, saves you a lot of thinking, it saves you a lot of, which one is mine, which one doesn't belong to me. And then you are able to run your business seamlessly and efficiently. You can focus more on ensuring that your product is quality. You're reaching as many people as you can reach, and of course, you're making great amounts of profit so that you can expand, employ more people, reduce unemployment, increase job access, create more jobs, and of course, to lead us to our goal of ending poverty by the year 2030. At this point, I can take questions, especially from those on the Zoom platform, and then would call it a wrap.
All right, thank you very much, sir. For everyone still on the call, do you have any question? If you have any question, just kindly type it in the chat box so that we can attend to it. All right. You sent your business funds and your personal funds are separate.
And why it is important to distinguish between both of them is that it allows you to. So I'll give an instance. So let's say I want to start a business and I have 100,000. It's my personal money, but I want to start a business, right? And I say, okay, this is my startup capital. When I put that money into that business, and let's say it brings back 150,000, that's 50% profit, right? It's 50% profit. If I do not separate both of them, it's easy for me to say, oh, I just started a business and I made 150K. And someone says, okay, so if I want to start this kind of business, how exactly do I start? And I'm like, I don't really know, but I just put money, and I made more money, You can't even get partners because people want to say, okay, when we put 1 million into this business, how much can it produce? When you say, okay, I put in 100,000 and you brought out 150, I can say, okay. Now, if I put in, 120, you're supposed to give me, about 180, right? If we are going on still on the 50% scale, right? Is this okay? I want to expand. I want to reach more people. Everybody, please come together, get people to crowdfund that idea. And then before you know, we've birthed a conglomerate and we have partnerships that will allow us to scale our solution and reach more people and make more money. So it's important you differentiate both of them, right? And the thing is, even when you don't differentiate both, if you at the initial part you spend 100,000, you make 150, it's easy to fall into that temptation of, okay, the 150K is my own. And one emergency that is not a life or death situation will come, and you're like, my personal money, and you take the money and maybe 70,000 from it, and solve that problem, and you just have 80,000 left, and you remember, it's my personal money I put in, and the business has died automatically. Like there's no business again. Literally. There's no business again. Because even if you want to say, okay, you want to keep that 80,000 and then put it back into the business, you serve less customers. You reach less people, you make less money, and your business is already dying before it starts. So it's important that we distinguish both of them so that we can make great business decisions and we are able to solve the problems we want to solve, reach many people, employ more people. It got to a point where even for myself, I could not do a lot of things, as regards my business, and I had to employ people. But if I was always spending all of the money because I feel, oh, it's my personal money, I know my business money, there will be no reserve or funds available to put people on salaries. So even when my business is making money, one of the first things I pull out first is their salary. And say, okay, what is left? What exactly are we supposed to spend on? So their payroll is part of the things that I know I'm spending money. It's part of my budget for that month as the business owner. And all of this was possible because of the fact that I've separated both of them. It gets to a point, yes, you can run the business, and it gets to a point where you just can't because you want to reach more people, you want to scale, you want to enter into new markets, and you just can't keep running things alone. But if you always be spending every single dime that the business makes because you're not separating between your business money and your personal resources, you just can't grow. So if there are any questions, please, you can drop them in the chat box, especially if you're on the Zoom platform, and I would respond to that before our time is up.
All right, thank you very much, sir.
So there's a question here. I think Boluwati first said, so what if majority of your fund is coming from your business? What will be left for you? Can you as well take out of it for yourself as well? So that's why I said, when you separate your business money from your personal money, when you know that, okay, this is my business money and it makes money, I can start to pay myself a salary. So even from my own business, I can't say, oh, because I have made 100,000 profits and salaries I'm paid is 10,000, so I should eat the remaining 9,000. I'll say, no. I'll say, okay, fine, I can take 5,000 as my salary, right? And then put the rest back into the business so that I can grow it. So I'm not shutting myself down and say, okay, I'm going to starve, I'm going to, be homeless, I'm going to not treat myself, I'm just going to be there because I'm a business owner, I put all the money back into the business, everything back into the business. You can pay yourself salary. You can. So I hope that answers your question. Hi, Buluwat Fair. I hope that answers the question. I just want to confirm. All right, thank you very much. So I just want to confirm if there's any other question, so I can respond to that before my time runs out. All right, if there's none, okay, so what are my social media handles? Okay, so on Instagram, it's Frank Samuel Official. Frank Samuel Official, you can follow me, send me a DM, whatever it is, I will respond. On Twitter, on X, it's Frank Samuel C1. Frank Samuel C and number 1. On Facebook, it's Frank Samuel C. Yeah, so these are my social media handles. You can reach out to me, send me a message, a DM, and I would be more than willing to respond. So if that's it, I want to thank you to the MAI Foundation for this session and for the opportunity to share value. And then I am believing that as we all collaborate together, we would eventually achieve the goal of no poverty by the year 2030. And yeah, so for those who want to also follow my business page, it's Financial Fitness Clinic, Financial Fitness Clinic on Instagram. You can check out what we do there, and if you want to collaborate, we are more than willing to ensure that we push financial literacy and financial education to every single corner in Africa, reaching every young African, and of course, helping them to build sustainable wealth and reducing the wealth inequality gap in our continent. So I want to say thank you once again. I really appreciate this invite, and I'm grateful. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. Sir Samuel Frank. Thank you very much. We also appreciate you for being a part of the Learn 20 Summit 2023. And we hope even as this summit even grows larger and larger to becoming a physical event, we hope you're still a part of it.
Sure.
I say thank you very much. Thank you very much. And to all of the delegates and attendees on the call and throughout all of the other live streaming applications on YouTube, those that are following on LinkedIn and here on Zoom. Thank you very much for joining, and I hope you've learned extensively. First, on the global perspective on financial literacy, and second, on small businesses and entrepreneurial financial literacy, now to handle your business and towards the roadmap to no poverty 2030. So I hope to see you tomorrow again for day 3. We'll be having David Achom and some young people who are also creating jobs in their local community. So kindly watch out for the application form. If you're also creating jobs in your local community, you'll be given a chance to share your story with the global community tomorrow. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a beautiful day or night, whatever time zone